Kokemachine for-wheel fishing, January 12th. Here I am at Sunset Park. Now, there's concerns. There's concerns out here with a lot of pressure cracks opening up around the area. Just ran across a dude by the name of Chris Amiot, and he told me about 3.5K out from Sunset Point here, there's a pretty bad crack. Somebody's stuck in it as we speak in a side-by-side, and he says it's wet on the other side. But all the way up to that crack, things are pretty good. He says there's up to 18 inches in that area, which is pretty fantastic if you ask me. Today's episode is brought to you by the Durham Pool Mule. For anybody out there who's in the Durham area is looking for pool services, that's your man to go to. This is the last report that is sponsored by him, and I must say that I hope that more people out there in the Durham region, if they've got, 25, 30 toads stuck in their pool filter, they now know that they got a guy that they can call. And I must say, Joe, the dude who runs the Durham Pool Mule, thanks a lot for sponsoring Ice Reports. And I hope that we can do this again next year, because this has been sweet, and I really appreciate you throwing some bones my way to make this happen. If you can see behind me, I don't know how much you can see behind me here, there's a city here opening up at Sunset Point. Lots of huts out there now, lots of pop-ups. Things have really come together, and this area seems to be buzzing like all the other major areas in the lake. I got a few things I got to read that I've written down just to make sure I don't miss anything. So Joe M, good old Joe M, sent me a message. He was out at the Manitous and he was measuring 13 inches of rock hard black ice. And he says, it's slippery as F. Trying to auger holes, the drill was spinning me around the hole instead of spinning the auger. That's how hard that black ice is. Operators in the South Bay region are reporting 12 inches of black ice, and it's been some of the best ice they've seen in years. Mike at Landmarks Lighthouse Resort reported 12 inches of black ice when I popped by to deliver some lures to a customer of his. Joel Demers reported a pressure crack at Sunset. This is a pressure crack off of Sunset, about 1 to 1.5 kilometers offshore, taken today around 3 p.m. We camped out last night and felt the ice shifting like crazy, and the loud sounds that come with it. We felt a defined sideways shift in the ice. We camped about 250 meters away from this pressure crack. Be careful out there. The ice is quiet now. Wayne Mack reported 12.5 inches on the north shore to 11.5 deeper out off of Yellock Trail. A big ice crack with open water. So careful of it. Fishing in 16 feet of water as we couldn't get out any deeper. Phil Nickerson wrote, I can confirm that there is a crack that is beeline from the Three Sisters Premier Road towards Lonely Island, and it grew quite a bit taller overnight. It intersects the north/south crack about 3 kilometers out from Sunset/Lavas shoreline. And when I asked him if I could use his report, he invited me to fly my drone off of his dock. And I got to meet him and have a chat. Very nice to meet you, Phil. And thanks a lot for letting me access your area there so I could get a good shot of the crack you were describing. So there's only a few days left in the Hotbox Huts coloring competition. So make sure you get your kids involved. They just need to color in the picture, submit it to Hotbox Huts or even to me, and then you'll be entered into a draw to win all of my books, all signed by me, plus a daytime adventure with Hotbox Huts, up to 4 people, I believe. So we're getting down to the deadline. I think there's only 20 entries, so the chances of winning are quite high. Thanks a lot for all the people purchasing minnow clappers. As always, you might catch me lurking around the Birch Grove parking lot selling lures there, and I can tell you that I've got to meet all sorts of awesome dudes and ladies in my adventures, checking out the parking lots, slinging lures, chatting with people, hanging out, having a great time. If you're looking for lures and you're coming up to the bungalows, you might see me in the parking lot. Failing that, you can feel free to place an order with instructions for me to drop it off at your operator. Mind you, I prefer if those orders are, say, over $50 because sometimes there's a lot of driving for me to do, so I appreciate that quite a bit. If you got a big order, or if you got a bunch of guys coming up to like one of the cottages or whatever, call me in. I'll show up at the lures and we'll make some minnow clapper history. And make sure anybody who's catching fish on my minnow clappers, send me pics of them, because that's awesome to see. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a great time. I might not be doing as many reports as I used to, but I'll be keeping up with a few reports a week. Stay tuned. I'll try to do one for sure every Thursday so people know what to expect when they're coming up for the weekend. We'll talk to you guys later.